Good morning. Welcome back to One Sober to Another. I'm Wayne and I'm an alcoholic. Today's daily reflection for 21 September 2020, The Last Promise. Let's go. Well, good morning. The Last Promise. We suddenly realize that God is doing for us what we could not do for ourselves. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 84. The last promise in the big book came true for me on the very first day of sobriety. God kept me sober for that day, and on every other day, I allowed Him to operate in my life. He gives me the strength, courage, and guidance to meet my responsibilities in life so that I am able to reach out and help others to stay sober and grow. He manifests within me, making me a channel of His word, thought, and deed. He works with my inner self while I produce in the outer world. For He will not do for me what I can do for myself. I must be willing to do His work so that He can function through me successfully. Well, if God is not your thing, you know what to do here. Replace it with the higher power of your choice. Although for me, it is God. So here we are talking about the last promise of the promises. You're able to look those up if you haven't seen them in the book of Alcoholics Anonymous, or just do a little Google search of just the promises big book, and you'll be able to see the entire reading. God is doing for me what I could not do for myself. My higher power is doing for me what I could not do for myself. So that truth was also my truth day one of sobriety. I spent 23 years drinking, heavy and out of control, and as a survival method. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. If it wasn't for my higher power or something greater than myself working in my life, there is no way that I could have made it through that first 24 hours sober. My higher power was with me. Now, it also says in here that God will not do for me what I can do for myself. So there are situations in our lives that we can handle on our own. My higher power is not going to take care of those things for me. Without action, there's no change, right? And without change, we are still our former selves. So, how does this apply to you in your life? I mean, for me, when my higher power allows me to wake up in the morning and shoot a video for you, and that's not poppycock, that's just the truth. Because not every day I'm motivated to do this. Not every day I'm, wanting to be forthcoming. But I have to be, and I have to stay accountable. And that portion of it, I have complete control over that, and I'm able to do that. So my higher power is not going to wake me up and say, hey, go shoot a video. I just have to do it. And that is my portion to show my gratitude for my sobriety, that my higher power has given me the courage and strength to get through another 24 hours without a drink. If that's something you can relate to, drop your comment below. And if it's, something that, someone else can grab onto, let them know. Hey, Daily Reflections is every single day on One Sober to Another. And that's the gift I have to give to you in my sobriety. The promises are something very large, and we will suddenly realize that God is doing for us what we couldn't do for ourselves. There are many times when I thought, and just in my last video, my last suicide, that it was over for me, and I thought that there is no way that I'm going to make it through another day. I was so depressed and full of anxiety, and I was suffering a lot of mental anguish, and there was no way I was getting through that by myself. You know, and my higher power helped me through it. Whether you think God is a she or a he, or a being, or a table, or a flower, or whatever the case is, you know, that portion, that spiritual belief, and that connection that I have with my spirituality has gotten me through it. And spirituality is not something a lot of you are keen to. You can make that your own, because everybody has something they believe in outside of themselves, whether it's a cause or a, you know, a universe or whatever it is. So that's how you can apply that. But just know that, you know, your higher power is not going to take care of, you know, my higher power is not going to take care of what I can actually accomplish on my own. But for those decisions that are hard and unseen, and those experiences that I can't get over on my own, my higher power is walking right with me. And as part of the last promise, you know, he'll be there, you know, she'll be there, or it will be there for me. And it is for you. All you have to do is open the toolbox and use the tools that are there. That has been today's daily reflection. If you've gotten any value out of this video, you know what to do. Guess what, people? I have to go to work. So if you're not sober and you're watching this, take a little bit from it. And if you don't believe me, just go through and ask people who are sober how they did it. You can do it too. I love you. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.